At a press briefing on Friday, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt painted a picture of an administration under President Donald Trump that is rapidly reshaping global trade dynamics. According to Leavitt, the Trump administration's aggressive tariff strategy has ignited a wave of interest from countries eager to strike new trade agreements with the United States. "The phones are ringing off the hooks," she stated, noting that several countries are reaching out to initiate discussions following the president's recent decisions. Earlier in the week, President Trump unveiled a sweeping set of tariffs that sent shockwaves through global markets. However, by midweek, he had rolled back most of those tariffs to a temporary 10% for a 90-day period, suggesting some level of flexibility in his strategy. The notable exception is China, which now faces a massive 145% tariff on its exports to the U.S. In response, Beijing retaliated on Friday by raising its tariffs on American goods to 125%, escalating fears of a full-scale trade war. Leavitt addressed the growing tension with China, suggesting that the door to negotiation remains open. "The president would be gracious if China is willing to come to the table," she said. "But if they continue on the path of retaliation, it's not going to end well for them." Reinforcing Trump's hardline stance, she added, "When the United States is punched, President Trump punches back harder." In addition to China, Leavitt revealed that several U.S. allies have already expressed interest in striking trade deals under the new American framework. Countries such as South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and Italy are reportedly seeking ways to maintain strong economic ties with the U.S., recognizing the importance of access to American consumers and markets. This flurry of diplomatic and economic activity comes amid a volatile week for global financial markets. Investors are grappling with the uncertainty caused by the president's sudden tariff announcements and subsequent policy reversals. When asked about the 90-day pause on most tariffs, Trump reportedly said he was reacting to public concern, telling aides that people got yippee, prompting his decision to ease the rollout. Beyond trade, the press conference also touched on domestic political issues. Leavitt defended the recently passed SAVE Act, or the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, which was approved by the House of Representatives on Thursday. The bill requires all voters to provide proof of U.S. citizenship before casting a ballot. Critics, including voting rights groups, have argued that the legislation could disproportionately impact married women who have changed their last names and whose identification documents may not perfectly align. Leavitt dismissed these concerns, labeling them as fear-mongering from Democratic opponents. She insisted that the bill includes provisions that ensure women who have legally changed their names will still be able to vote. "This is about safeguarding our elections, not excluding anyone," she emphasized. The bill now moves to the Senate, where it faces an uphill battle. Though a similar version was passed by the House last year, it failed to gain traction in the Senate. For it to succeed this time, it will need support from at least 60 senators, a high bar in today's divided political climate. Turning to foreign policy, Leavitt also addressed rising tensions with Iran. She confirmed that President Trump is pushing for direct negotiations with Tehran over its nuclear ambitions, rejecting the idea of indirect diplomacy. "Iran must come to the table and meet the president's demands," Leavitt said firmly. "If they choose otherwise, they will face serious consequences." The ultimate goal, she clarified, is to prevent Iran from ever acquiring nuclear weapons, a key pillar of Trump's national security agenda.